Pastor Voddie, how are you advocating for change and progress in the Black community? What are some things you would encourage others to do to see change around them?
Yeah, a couple of things. Me personally, over the last couple of decades, one of the things people have gotten tired of hearing me talk about is abortion and Black genocide. The number one killer of Black people by far since 1973 has been abortion. It has killed more Black people than all of the other causes of death combined.
Mm.
I don't stop talking about that. I haven't stopped talking about it for 2 decades. In fact, my wife and I got so involved in this issue and so involved in the pro-life movement, and so involved in the fact, Black women make up 12% of the population, but 36% of the abortions. Margaret Sanger's Negro Project, Malthusian eugenics and a desire to eliminate the unwanted races, and especially Black people, that being carried on even today. Her recruiting of Black churches and Black pastors and Black doctors in order to encourage Black people to have abortions. And now that being common in our culture. And, it became so real to us that we then realized that there was a need on the other side. And so the reality of adoption and trying to encourage Black families to adopt. And then, stepping up and getting real with it. We're telling other people about this. And so we've adopted 7 Black children because of our personal commitment to this particular issue. That's why when I think about this and what's going on, anybody who knows me knows that the issue of fatherlessness in the Black community and fatherlessness as it's growing in this country. 3 of my last 4 books, talking about family discipleship. You cut those books and they bleed my experience with and passion about turning the corner on this issue of fatherlessness. So adoption, fatherhood, encouraging fatherhood, these are things for us that are real, and these are ways that we're committed in this area and in this process. And of course, this issue, this Black genocide of abortion, I will not stop talking about this issue. We can talk about perceived racism all day long. We can talk about the things that we feel are unjust all day long. But Roe versus Wade is a law.
Mm.
It's got a name. It's got a face. I know where it is. I can go right to it. My perception about what people feel about me, my perception about inequality, that doesn't have a face. What is that? How do you deal with a perception? I'm talking about something that's real, something that's a fact. And so for me, that's something that I'm passionate about. That's something that I ache over. And it's something that we're doing to ourselves. And so for me, those are things that I'm passionate about, that I'm involved in, want to do more, praying that God, by his grace will allow us to help people see the connection between adoption and the gospel, that in the Ordo Salutis, it's not just justification and sanctification and glorification, but there's justification and there's adoption. It's adoption, adoption, adoption. That's the gospel. And Black families don't adopt. And so there are Black children who are sitting there waiting for families to adopt them. And then Black people have the audacity to get mad at white people for adopting the Black children that they won't. And so that's an area where I've got both boots on the ground.